All right, so hey guys, still rocking the super short hair. I've had a headache all day. For some reason, I've tried drinking a whole bunch of water. I've tried, drinking green tea. I even took a nap earlier today, and my head still hurts. So who knows? That's actually still hurting right now, but I can at least still do this video. While things are the way they are. Um, but this is something that so yesterday, Sony did their whole PlayStation 5 reveal event live stream on YouTube and on Twitch. So that was yesterday. So I've needed about 24 hours to kind of, well, more than 24 hours to kind of gather my thoughts and all that stuff. Um, because okay, so while none of the games really like popped up to me, I have some notes over here. So if I keep looking away, that's why. But yeah, so while none of the games really like popped out to most of us, I mean, because there wasn't like really. I need to turn that down. Uh, let's go. Do not disturb. There we go. That shouldn't bother me. um, but yeah, because there were really no big reveals. I mean, it was just revealing the console. Now, I feel like the console itself, it looks okay. It doesn't look terrible. At least it didn't look like that VCR player that it used to look like, um, which is good. But it still kind of looks kind of weird now that I think about it. When I first saw it, I thought, "Oh my gosh, that's actually pretty cool." But now that I had some time to kind of look at it, I'm just like, it's kind of, could have been better. But yeah. Anyways, back to the point at hand. So while none of the games really popped out to me, and pretty much most people would agree. I mean, maybe Ratchet and Clank that's pretty hype for right now, and Resident Evil 8. But other than that, even though none of the games really popped out to me, one particular game stood out among the many, and in a sort of different way. So that game was called Goodbye Volcano High. And people were ready to voice their hate and disappointment in this game. So if you're wondering what this game is, it's basically, I mean, we didn't get any gameplay, at least not from what I presume was gameplay. But we can all kind of assume that this is going to be like a 2D animated visual novel. And it's going to feature anthropomorphic characters. Now, what anthropomorphic characters are, well, what anthropomorphic basically means is that they're animals that have human characteristics, like, say, a cat that can talk and, can stand up and, walk around and stuff like that on two legs and all that stuff. So, you know, animals that can act as humans. Um, but instead of like, actual like, instead of animals, these look almost like dinosaurs in a way, I would say. Uh, so like the fact that it's a 2D animated visual novel isn't what got people angry. They were angry because of the anthropomorphic characters. And while I admit full on that this game should not have been featured in something as big as like a console reveal event, it just still baffles me to see how much hate this game really got, and like just a whole bunch of hate being thrown around about furries, and just hate on the furry fandom and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna straight out say it. I'm a furry. Okay, I've been a furry for about 8 years, more or less. And while older friends will kind of not really see that as much of a surprise because I've told older friends, duh. Newer friends from the past 4 years or so probably will not see this coming. They'll probably be a little bit shocked. The reason is because after I realized how much hate furries tend to get on the internet, for no apparent reason, I decided to go into hiding. But if you look at my if you look at my username, I mean, it's pretty clear that that's kind of a furry name, to be honest. But yeah, at the time that I decided to go into hiding, I was not mentally stable, and just the extra hate of me being a furry would have just stirred the pot even more. But yes, I'm a furry, and I've been a furry for, like I said, around 8 years now, and I still do not understand why furries continue to receive the hate that they do on the internet just constantly. Because most of that most of it just seems to stem from the fact that there's just a lot of misinformation about furries. It's just um, I'll just go ahead and put it over. I'll put the notes over on this screen so that I don't have to keep looking away because it is kind of distracting me a little bit. But yeah, um, there's a lot of misinformation about furries, and I think a lot of that hate seems to stem from the fact that there is that misinformation about it. People usually just think that furries are just middle-aged fat men that sit in front of the computer all day. They just want to have sex with animals. However, you can clearly see that number one, I'm definitely not middle-aged. Two, besides this current pandemic and quarantine that's still happening, I don't sit in front of my computer all day. And three, I definitely don't want to engage in, and have never engaged in, bestiality. Gross. Um, I mean, despite these misconceptions continually popping up and just being debunked, there's still people on the internet that will just sling hate at furries and the furry fandom because it's the cool thing to do, and furries don't deserve anything but death. And honestly, usually this wouldn't bother me that much. I mean, because like I've been made fun of ever since I was a little kid for liking things that others thought was weird. A great example is anime. Back in the 2000s, I was a young kid growing up in elementary school, and I did not keep quiet about my love for anime. I mean, I loved Cardcaptor Sakura. I loved Naruto. Well, Naruto was the first anime I ever watched, but back when I was 3 years old in 2001. It's a very, very long time ago. But yes, I've been watching anime for almost 20 years. I'm 22 years old. That's a big majority of my life. Ever since I was a very, very young kid, I've watched anime for as long as I can remember. So I watched Naruto. I love, like I said, Cardcaptor Sakura. I loved Sailor Moon. What else is there? There's also One Piece, Inuyasha, Initial D, way before it became the giant meme that it is now. A lot of those old classic anime, Death Note, when it came out, I watched Death Note. There was also wow, I can't think of it. Can't think of anything else. iShield 21, that's that football anime. I remember watching that a lot. Not a lot of people know about that anime, but it's a pretty good one. So if you want to learn about, American football and you like anime as well, go ahead and give that a try. But yeah, I did not keep quiet about my love for anime at all. But I was bullied senselessly because of it, because, not a lot of people like anime. What the heck are you doing here liking anime? That's kind of weird. But then when the 2010s hit, all of a sudden, anime was the popular thing to like. And, the kids that used to bully me for liking anime, they got into anime themselves. And they're just like, hey, what are some good anime to get into, when you're first starting out? I'm just like, you're pulling my leg. Didn't you used to bully me back in elementary school because I liked it? And now you're asking me what anime to watch? Get out of here. But yeah, I've been a part of, fan bases that, people would make fun of. I've been made fun of for liking things that others thought was weird. And while I'm heterosexual myself, I'm a heterosexual male, but I've had a few closeted bi and homosexual friends in middle school, and they were closeted for fear of being ostracized and chastised if their sexuality was ever discovered. And now, pride movements are bigger than ever, and now coming out of the closet is not as terrifying as it used to be. I'm not saying that, all of a sudden there's just this whole pride movement. Pride movements have been happening ever since, the 90s? Maybe even the 80s. Pride movements have happened for a long time now. And I'm not hating on any, LGBT people because, God, just imagine. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying that just so I don't get hate. I genuinely do have support for LGBT people. I'm just not personally going to be a part of the community because I'm straight myself, so I don't see any need for me to be part of the community if I'm not, you know what I mean. But yes, I do have support for the LGBT community, and it's great and all. But I'm just saying that just to prove a point that, while things that were normally seen as kind of weird and, just you would be made fun of and you'd be, just exiled from friend groups if people would ever discover that you were part of that group. Those groups now, in the past 10 years, all of a sudden, they're being supported and, people like it and stuff like that. And it's just like, in the midst of all this normality in society for everything, furries have always just kind of been left behind. They're continued to be hated and frowned upon without like anyone doing any research on what furries are and what the furry fandom is supposed to be. It's just a bunch of people, that just love anthropomorphic art, and they came together and just shared their love for anthropomorphic art. We're not all like giant perverts that want to have sex with animals. That's not how this thing works, and while yes, internet rule 34 is a thing, that's just a different part of it. Like the furry fandom in general, it's literally just people sharing their love for anthropomorphic art. And when people can kind of just disconnect the idea that, even though Rule 34 is connected with almost everything, on the internet that exists, because that's literally what it is. Internet Rule 34 states that if anything exists, there will be porn of it. So anthropomorphic art, the porn of it is called YIF. And I'm guessing that's also one of the things why people, hate furries so much, is because they think that the furry fandom is just all about YIF, and it's all just disgusting, perverted crap. That's definitely not what the furry fandom is about. Yes, YIF exists. Yes, it's a thing in the furry fandom, but it's not the whole thing. And trust me when I say that, the general furry fandom community is not all about YIF. It is about, again, people loving anthropomorphic art. Now, I don't expect anyone to agree with my stance here, but it's something that I feel has needed to be said a long, long time ago. Like, unsubscribe to me, unsubscribe from me all you want, dislike this video all you want, I don't care. I'm only speaking my mind. This is just my opinion. And let me reiterate that this game, this, Goodbye Volcano High game, I will agree, this game should not have been announced at something as big as a console reveal event, for the PS5. But, I still feel that it doesn't deserve all the hate that it's getting. People are literally going out of their way to hate on this game because it was featured in the PlayStation 5 reveal event live stream. So, anyways, that's just my thoughts on this whole thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if, anybody wants to voice their opinions over mine. I will try to have a civil conversation as much as I can. However, I can't guarantee that, something like this can be talked about without just people slinging their hate all over the place. I want to have a nice civil discussion about this. I don't want to, be like, I don't want to have to, see comments about, oh, furries are stupid, furries are dumb, the furry fandom is gay and all that stuff. But yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.